Okay, so our repair is going to start with, this is, I would consider pretty severe scratching, which we've done with a 200 grit diamond pad. As you can see, the scratches through the quartz and the resin. Okay, so we have a nice circle. See the scratches. See, it's definitely hazy. Okay, so we're going to bring this up, and I'm going to quickly go through the steps just to show you where you need to be in order to start with the Quartz Renew. Okay, so the scratching that we have in the quartz top is 200 grit level. We've done some quick polishing with that 200 Soma pad, and we're going to work our way up from here. So I'm going to the 400 grit pad, and I'm going to lightly mist my area. I've already traced around the haze that was there with a China pencil. You know, whatever works for you. China pencil works great, but it does help you keep focused on the area that you're polishing without making your area too large. So in using the Soma pads, we are going to use a slightly higher RPM than we would with a resin pad. Resin pad, we would go very low RPMs in the 700 or 800 range. I'll go slightly higher with this, with wet, but I don't want to go much over 1,000 as we do not have a water feed, and primarily the reason for keeping the RPMs low is so that your water is not evaporating, you know, so quickly that you can't keep the top wet. So if we keep a low RPM, low feed rate, the water will pretty much stay on the surface, and you don't have to mist the top every couple seconds to keep it wet. As soon as the area gets dry, you have a high potential of burning the resin in the top very quickly. So we're going to go low RPMs, plenty of water, low feed rate. Okay, so we're at the 800 grit level now with the Soma pads, and we've removed our damage. But as you can see, during that process, which happens with quartz, is the snakeskin has been removed, or at least partially removed during the process. So try to get a good shot here where you can really see the difference in the snakeskin between the factory level, which is here, and where we've been polishing, which is right there. And this is my black color, and as you notice, they react quite differently to polishing. Okay, but I have pretty much the same effect with my black piece. As you can see, it's my snakeskin back here, and kind of a glass-like finish on my polished area. Okay, it's really no snakeskin at all. Okay, so we've worked our way up through the 800 grit level with the Soma pads, and now we're going to do the last step of polishing with the pads. This is 1500 grit. The polishing we've been doing up to this point has been low RPM, slow feed rate, and to get a nice even finish. At 1500, while traditionally the resin pads would go up to 3000, this stops at 1500, and this would be completely dry. All the previous steps we did wet, and the last step will have to be dry. The pad is such a fine grit that if you do it wet, it'll gum up immediately and you won't get good results. So this will be completely dry and higher RPM. We're going to run around 1800 RPM, and this makes pretty quick work of it. This will be the last step, like I said, and it will pop the color pretty quickly, and we will also move across the surface quickly as well. Okay, so we finished the 1500 grit Soma pad polishing, and as you can see, there's a little bit of residual hazing at this point. Our snakeskin is definitely gone, or mostly gone, in our repair area. As you can see in the forefront there, the snakeskin's pretty prominent. That's the factory finish. So the Quartz Renew will definitely take it from here. And so I wanted to basically do this to give you a visual to understand where you need to start with this, with the Quartz Renew. Okay, we finished our 1500 Soma polishing. We've removed all of our damage and brought our gloss level up to about as much as we can go with the pads. So I'll show you on each piece here. There's the black. You can see the snakeskin's been removed in most of our repair area. Our sheen is almost there. The Quartz Renew should be able to take it from here without too much trouble. But you can see when I mentioned that there's residual hazing, and that's what the Quartz Renew addresses, this is what I mean. Okay, so our color is, I would say is about 80%. So that's a point of reference. The black is obviously probably the hardest color to work on, so that's why I wanted to show this as an example. And here's a typical color. This is probably 80% of the colors out there in the States anyway are this type of color, and is definitely a little more forgiving. But as you can see, the snakeskin is also gone in our repair area here. Okay, you can see from that level. So the Quartz Renew will definitely take it from here.